But I'm not wearing shoes.
Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews. We are doing episode 16 of the Versus Streams. It is the Xenomorph army versus the Yuuzhan Vong army. The Perfect Organism versus the Extragalactic Perfectionists for nerd speak. And with me, I got some great panelists, Riot Kitty, Ambassador Darth Annihilus, and G-Fan. Unfortunately, OG Star Wars could not join us tonight, but she is with us in spirit and in our prayers because she's having a personal time right now. So yes, OG, we love you, and this one is for you. Now, how you doing, Mongo? Before we get started, let's give some plugs to everybody in the panel. We'll start with Riot Kitty. Give your channel a plug.
Hello. Hey guys, it's Riot Kitty. I'm currently not really doing YouTube, preoccupied with school, but if you'd like, you can sub to my channel. I do a variety of content, mostly having to do with design, art, breakdowns of various media, that kind of a deal. So if you're interested, then I hope you guys subscribe. Nya.
Alrighty. Yes, she is a great YouTuber. She does some great artwork too, folks. So definitely, if you like that, or if you like art and anime and stuff, Riot Kitty's channel is the one for you. Ambassador.
Greetings, everyone. I am the Ambassador. My channel is called the Ambassador Wing. I talk pop culture, both modern and retro. I do live streams. I do videos. I talk a little bit of anything and everything, so long as it's nerdy and dirty. Well, not so much dirty, but actually very nerdy. And well, as I said in the chat, whoever wins, we all lose because it don't matter. We all lose if either one of these jokers win. So, and I am looking forward to a very fun and lively debate. Hopefully, no one loses a limb. And I yield my time.
Darth Annihilus.
Hello. I am Darth Annihilus. I stream games. And I am here today to debate the ultimate question to an answer which is not 42, but rather, which of these fighters will emerge victorious? The Xenomorphs or the Yuuzhan Vong?
Nice. And G-Fan.
Hi, everyone. This is GFan84, also known as TJ. I'm just really a casual YouTuber. I come on to, just chat about a couple things. Been busy with work lately, truck driving, so really haven't had time to make any content or videos. But I really want to be part of this live stream. I'm a huge fan of the Alien franchise, and I'm hoping to have a really good, fun debate about which side would conquer the universe.
Alrighty. And I see Robert Green in the chat. Hate that you gotta miss the stream going through Hurricane Delta right now. Be safe, Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
Safe,
Yeah, Robert. Yeah. Prayers to you, my friend. I'll be praying for you. Robert actually just recently subscribed to my channel, and he's a great guy. Very supportive. So, hey, Robert, if you haven't done so, subscribe to all these people. They all have channels, and they're good people. They would, if I wasn't here, you get what I'm
saying. Soul Assassin, did the Yuuzhan Vong stop at the Space Diner and ate the special gift?
That's great.
Little Spaceballs humor for you, folks. Take it easy, Robert, and stay safe.
That's what I ordered. Change mine to the soup, quick.
Yeah. So, now that we got everybody in, we're going to go over both combatants, because that is something that I'm going to do with every versus stream as of, well, a couple streams ago. Because if you don't know, if you want to be on a versus stream and panel and you don't know anything about one, so you feel like you might not be able to commit anything, we're going to go over both species, both combatants, with all the relevant information to the fight. And a little bit of a fan and nerddom too while we're at it. We might geek out a little bit here and there, but you will get most of all of the pertinent information for the fight, so you can be informed. So with that being said, let's get into the Xenomorphs first. So everybody knows the Xenomorphs, basically. The aliens from Ridley Scott's Alienverse until he created those god-awful movies called Prometheus and...
no, we're not getting into those, please. No.
Yeah,
Do
we're
not talk
getting
about
into those
that.
things.
It
We're
ended at
using
aliens.
Yes, we are using the original
Yes.
universe that also blended in with the Predator universe as well, because Predaliens are also going to be a part of this army.
Yep.
There's going to be all the different xenomorphs from colonial marines, the ones with the big queen heads but are quadrupedal. The
Praetorian.
Yeah, the Praetorians.
Praetorians.
Those are also ones too, but the other ones are like bull aliens, not quite bull aliens, but they like to charge and they got really thick heads, basically queen crests and whatnot. You also have that, you also have a crusher as well, because there is a crusher species that was the species that was basically pursuing everybody, or pursuing the colonial marine. That one with the spike kind of head, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to leave you right here for, well, wherever my queen may be. But yeah, that one, which basically, there's also other ones that will just go after you to kill you and not try to harvest you, all the different ones.
Yeah.
And we're going to go with, or we are going to have Xenomorph Queen, which is the one from AVP R.
Okay.
And the Xenomorph, and the Predalien from the Xbox 360 game AVP, which is a drone Predalien.
Right.
So those are also going to be in a mix. And unlike the Xenomorph versus Mandalore, or the Mandalorians, we are going to throw in facehuggers.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
I'm now imagining a
yeah.
Vong Xeno and, oh god, kill it with fire.
Yeah.
If that's even possible.
So yes,
Fuckers are so cute.
we are going to bring in the facehugger element this time.
Nice.
And let's see how we go from there. Now, we all know that the Xenomorphs have acid blood. They're incredibly agile. They're incredibly strong. They eat organic matter. They actually do. In AVPR, it shows that the Xenomorphs actually do eat people.
Yep.
So, using their little mouth tongue, they just go sluk, sluk, sluk. And then they get a spear through the back of their head if a predator comes around. So, we basically know all there is to know about Xenomorphs.
Oh,
Because
they're
they are
telepathic.
Well, yes, they are part of a hive mind after all, because of the queen. Now, yes, memes, I do know that they sell facehugger masks, and I'm actually planning on getting one maybe around December or February, depending on when I feel like getting it. Now, Yuuzhan Vong, this is something that many of you, unless you are a Star Wars EU fan, you won't really know. How you doing, Scotty? Good to see you. Now,
Hello.
the Yuuzhan Vong, basically, pertinent information. Well, here's a little bit of geek information. These guys came out. They're a part of the Star Wars universe, but they came from a different galaxy. They went through the void between galaxies and entered into the main Star Wars galaxy and just started kicking ass. Now, they have had scouts in the Star Wars galaxy for thousands of years. They've had Vong Tech going up against Mandalorians. Candace Ordo actually talked about something that was alien to him that went through his Beskar armor like butter, and they chased it to the edge of the galaxy, and it went right into the void. And he's like, if anybody wants to go into that blackness, you go right the hell on. We don't care. We're not chasing you that far.
Anything that wants to commit suicide in that great void has no business with us.
Exactly. Yep. And then, or they came in during the Old Republic, during the prequels. They were on the outskirts of the galaxy with people going in. That's the original reason why the Death Star was actually created, if you follow EU legends, because Palpatine knew that there were far outsiders that, well, he would need something extreme to kill them. That was the original, in the EU legends continued lore, the reason why they created the Death Star. Now, obviously, if you are an OT fan, they only created it to spread fear and whatnot. But yes, it was later revealed that they created the Death Star to fight the Yuuzhan Vong.
I like to think of that as like, yes, it was created with that intention, but power is as power does.
Exactly.
Especially considering that Palpatine is a fucking Sith.
Mm-hmm. And now another thing, even though Jedi are not in this battle, there are no Force sensitives in this battle. The Vong are actually outside of the Force. There was only one Force sensitive Yuuzhan Vong, and he was the actual overlord of them, not Savong Law, but Onami. Now, what I mean by outside of the Force, you cannot sense them. You cannot harm them with the Force. If you were to use your strongest Force push, that would launch people feet or tens or dozens of feet away, they would only stumble. The Vong absolutely hate technology. They are 100% against it. Now, people say that they have technology. That is a very loosely used term. They have organic technology, so to speak. Everything from their weapons, starships, armor is all organic. These people are religiously zealots. They love pain. They love pain. They're extreme masochists. Their biology is literally meant to dull their pain, or their pain sensors. They embrace pain. And they have all sorts of different weapons, and most famously is their mid to long range amphistaffs. The amphistaffs are nothing to shake a stick at because, one, they're serpentine creatures that can literally go rigid. They can spit venom up to 20 meters, not feet, 20 meters with accuracy. And that kind of venom, if it gets into your pores, will eat away at your body until you will die excruciatingly painful. Now,
so it's like the flesh-eating virus. I don't.
Very much. They also have ranged weaponry like the magma pebble. It's a kind of like a shooting thing. A plasma eel, which is a long range. Razor bugs. We're going to go mostly with amphistaffs and razor bugs. Razor bugs are kind of like ninja stars with wings. I mean, there's some seriously nasty shit, plus the claws for short range. Now, again, the Yuuzhan Vong like to create things, like to splice things. So if they got their hands on a xenomorph, they would probably try to splice it, but they would also probably find out that it's not easily spliced. Because once you cut into a xenomorph, if you're able to, well, you're going to find that acid is not really compatible. And this is organic acid, meaning it lasts longer, it burns harder. This goes or eats through several layers of hull in a ship. I mean,
well, not just that, but the acid inside a xenomorph's body is actually pressurized. So whenever they are damaged, it actually spurts everywhere.
Yes, it sprays out. So, with that in mind, let's get this started. Without any real thought into it, who is going to win this fight? We'll start with Riot.
Xenomorphs.
Okay. Ambassador.
I'm going to say the Xenos.
G-Fan.
Xenomorphs.
Annihilus.
I'm split. Probably the Xenomorphs, but it's not that the Vong don't have a chance.
Oh no, I'm not saying that the Vong don't have a chance. I'm just saying,
Me?
The Vong have a chance to ultimately come out on top.
Yeah. So, Vong. Now, how you doing, Mountains of Elysium? It's good to see you.
Hey, man, it's good to see you, bud.
Margo, always a pleasure.
Hi.
Now, Poet Scotty actually does make a good point here. The Vong were force sensitive until they were cut off by their planet. The planet, apparently, they were exiled of the force, basically. Now, me, and yes, people in the chat, you can also give your vote for who would win. Now, me, without thinking too much about it, I honestly think the Xenomorphs would come out on top. Now, this will be a good segue into the reasoning behind our choices with me, and because I'm the last person to give the answer, but segueing into the next, I'll actually explain why. The acid blood will affect organic matter more than they will with armor and stuff. Now remember, everything of the Vong is organic. And mid to range weapons and whatnot, they can use their ranged weapons, their magma or pebble throwers and all that stuff. You better kill them, or they don't have any real sniper kind of weapons, really. So they're going to be dealing with a horde of Xenos coming at them. And yeah, they're going to realize, oh crap, this stuff has acid blood that can harm us. And they also have things that are grabbing onto our faces and not letting go, and it's killing our warriors. And because of the facehuggers. And they have a pretty diverse, not SJW diverse, but real cool, awesome diverse that is killing everything. That is also making them better. So they would have some facehuggers get on a Vong. God damn it, I actually spaced out there for a second. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, they would have facehuggers getting onto the Vong, and after a few hours of the battle, they would probably be getting some Vong morphs. Hey, somebody put hashtag Vong morph in the chat. Let's get that going.
Stereo.
Good to see you, man. We're hoping Lord Vong will actually join us later. Not in that kind of context, but in the chat itself. So honestly, I will give it to the Xenomorphs, because here's the thing. The queen will be hidden away. She will be producing eggs. She will have a nest. Can the Vong basically, were they the Scalies that kidnapped Chewbacca? They were the Scalies that dropped the frickin' moon on Chewbacca.
Bastards.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Chewbacca in the movie or in the books, he died 25 years after episode 4. He didn't survive into the later years, sadly. But he did go out. He went out like a warrior.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, not like a little chump.
Yeah, bowcaster in one hand and a scream of defiance and yeah.
Hear defiance from his throat.
Mm-hmm. Now, the Vong, unless they actually put 2 and 2 together that there is something coordinating these creatures, which if they get their hands on a xenomorph to actually try to or slice into them, that is when they'll figure it out. Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be a lot of carnage, and there's going to be a lot of casualties on both sides. But I do believe that the Vong will lose. Now, with that being said and explained, Riot, what's your reasoning behind your choice?
Well, let's see. Basically, like kind of what, basically kind of what you said, but I almost want to say like a Vong versus an Xenomorph, you know, 1-on-1, no hold bars, basically. I think an Xenomorph would win because they, well, I've seen the pictures and, you know, I looked up a little bit on the Vong and basically I think the Xenomorph is just faster and more agile.
Mm-hmm. You also have that good point.
And also, like you said, you know, more preparation, that kind of a thing. But you know what? I believe, you know, that spear, tip of the tail, that's going to stab through a lot of Vong brains.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Uh-huh.
Because they don't have, like, super... Well, because you said they don't have super advanced technology. They have organic weapons. So there's only so much I think you could make that would be faster than an Xenomorph. There's a limit.
Yeah. The razor bugs would be the best things they have for ranged weaponry, basically, because once they throw the razor bugs can actually home in on what they want to go at with their wings and whatnot. And then they just start chewing into you instead of just slicing into you. They chew into you. That is part of the technology. Yes, nom indeed. Anything else, Riot?
Nope, that's it. That was my reasoning for choosing the Xenomorph. So.
All righty. Ambassador, your reasoning.
Okay.
Okay, the ambassador's done. No,
excuse me. No, I'm not.
Oh.
Okay. If we look at this from just a ground battle perspective, thank you, Alicia. That's a good one, man. Okay. All right. If we look at this as surely a ground battle with no Vong aircraft or anything like that in play,
yeah,
the Xenomorphs have got an edge in a number of ways. Obviously, the acid blood is one of their biggest things. Even if you kill a Xenomorph, the Vong's armor is not going to hold up to that concentrated acid blood. And even if you hit them in the face, they're going to lose a limb. And yeah, they may be a whole species of Christian Greys who get off on pain, but acid blood eating through you is going to hurt.
Uh-huh.
Not to mention, we know that these suckers like to lay traps. So as the war goes on and everything, or the battle goes on, if the queen is not taken out of play by the Vong, she's going to start setting up all sorts of booby traps, in particular with eggs. And eventually she's going to start getting the Vong morphs, and she's going to be like, ooh, I've got a new toy to play with. Okay, Vong morphs, go kill. And if you're crossbreeding of a Xeno with a Vong, that's going to be one tough mother. Mm-hmm. Because if we remember the Xenomorphs, essentially they take on in a limited way, they take on the intellect and the strengths of any species that they co-opt and impregnate.
The attributes.
Yeah, precisely. So you've got the cross between two of the most deadly alien species we've ever seen in sci-fi. Oh, and eventually, those advanced xenomorphs are going to start whittling down Oh, for heaven's sakes. Anyway, eventually, between the regular Xenos and the Vong morphs that we get, yeah, they're just going to start chewing through, and they're literally and figuratively, they're going to start chewing through the ranks of the Vong army, and they're eventually going to be gone. Either they're going to be killed outright, or they're going to be turned into Vong morphs. And as I said at the beginning, you get the Vong morphs off world, we're all screwed. So, anyway, with that being said, I yield my time.
All right, G-Fan, what's your reasoning behind your choice?
Well, the big thing too that wanted to add, and everyone already made like really great points about, the fact that the Xenomorphs eventually, if they don't outright kill the Vong, they would actually, make them hosts for a new generation of aliens. But the main reason too is that when it comes to alien adaptation, they are, especially in the service of a queen, they are very good at adapting to new environments, new threats, new enemies. The Vong may, as you said, may enjoy pain, but the Xenomorph, because of that hive collective, they don't really register pain. Like, they can have limbs blown off and they'll still try to fight you. So it's a matter of also the mentality of a group of people, as like the Vong, as individuals, compared to a hive mind that can keep reproducing like at will. Not only that, but then when you added the fact that you were allowing facehuggers and you were allowing pred aliens, it's like they have an entire diversity of at their disposal. So pred aliens, which are a lot stronger. You have the Praetorians, which are essentially look like juvenile queens, and they're nasty. Not to mention, even if the Vong were able to get into the hive and try to destroy the eggs, the queen, an enraged queen, is even worse to deal with, for them. So and the fact that it's all organic, technically they could actually even try to harvest the actual weapons to turn them into xenomorphs. What were you calling those things? The things that spit yeah, they technically could, if those are living creatures.
Technically, so they possibly could. It is possible. It's theoretical, but I don't think that they'll get the tubule down that thing's throat.
Yeah. Well, again, it's all speculation. I mean, hey, a facehugger was able to attach to an alligator in the Batman versus Alien, so somehow it did it. Yeah. Did you see? I'm big with comics for aliens too, and that's a whole extra set of lore as far as like you get into Brood Wars and that kind of thing. And it gives you a bit more of the mentality of like the aliens and like, that kind of thing. But hands down with the alien, it just, they're very adaptable. That's the other big thing. They can adapt to whatever situation they find themselves in, especially since they can share the genetic properties of the host. That makes them even more adaptable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, another thing that you kind of brought up. Hold on, just dealing with a couple of stuff on Twitter here. Interesting. But yes, one of the things that you mentioned, I just blanked on it. God damn it.
Adaptability?
No, it was earlier. Oh yes, getting into the hive. The Praetorians are actually the queen's bodyguards. Right. Believe it or not, they stick very close to a queen when a queen is active and unable to protect herself. Now, if a queen breaks off of her sack, like we have seen done in a couple of movies, well, then they will spread further to still protect her, but they will not be as close, because sometimes the queen will be a little bit more aggressive because she's not willing to deal with anything close to her if she has to remove herself from her ovipositor.
Yeah.
Also, it could be the fact that she is super horny, and Praetorians are the ideal mate. Now,
Right.
that's just yes. Now, with or Annihilus, what's your reasoning?
Well, I do agree that while the Xenos will ultimately probably come out on top, the Vong will give them a good fight.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna mind all that acid dropping down on them, especially with their little, shall I say, pain problem.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Well, let's see, the Xenos have, of course, way better... Shit, what am I trying to say?
Adaptability, intellect,
Yeah,
attributes.
yeah, all the above, and then, of course, they have the acid for blood. Yeah, I'm sorry, when you're going up against something that's acid for blood and you're not prepared for that, then yeah.
Well, if I might interject for just a hot second.
Go
You
ahead.
got 1 second. Okay, you're done. I know.
Ha ha ha. Very funny. This to laugh. You are so humorous, sir. Anyway. The Vong are obviously more intellectually advanced, but
Yes.
the problem is they are limited by the type of technology that they will use, which is primarily bioorganic. And it's unfortunately when you're dealing with a race, in particular with the xenomorphs that eat biomass and then use it. If I remember correctly, they eat biomass and then they use it to create the structures that they build.
Yes.
The nest, yeah. That's gonna be a problem because all the Xenos have to do is just start munching on their coral skiffs and their weapons, and well, Vonger will be like, well, damn, they be eating all of our weapons. What the hell are we gonna do now? they're gonna be like Hudson. Well, this is just some really fruity shit here, man. 2 weeks. 2 weeks and I was supposed to be out, man. And now I'm gonna bite on this rock. Screw you, Vong Law. Sorry, very bad joke. But my point is, the Xenos and everything, all they have to do is just start eating apistaphs and and impregnating these turkeys, and well, the Vong are screwed. Because all they use is because a Xeno can't eat an X-Wing. Let's just put it that way. They can eat the pilot, or they can impregnate the pilot. But you can eat a coral skiff, you can eat an amphistaff, you can eat a razor bug, you can eat those. Well, you can eat their armor even. Be like,
yep. And the one thing that amphistaphs, if I may,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
When the amphistaphs spit out their venom for a ranged attack, they usually go for the eyes, and that is a major disadvantage because one thing that the Xenos don't have are eyes.
Exactly.
Instead, if we're going by the AVP games, they see through a weird fisheye lens.
Yeah. I mean, I do like that game. I mean, they had some pretty creative kills when it came to Alien.
Yeah. Although, my biggest problem with that is that a lot of them are just reskins of the Predator kills.
Yeah. Well, not really. They had some seriously they have one seriously twisted kill in the game.
Oh, is that the one with the face hugger?
No, that's not a kill, it's harvest.
I think I know which one you're talking about. The one with the tail coming through the guy's mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because they're going up the back hole with that.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most creative ones.
I was playing the alien side during the escape, and one of the aliens actually happened to grab a dude and kill him. I'm like, oh, they went up the wrong hole, and I'm like, oh my
Why did
god,
I laugh
that is
at
so
that? Oh, no.
creative. But yeah,
Sounds like something. Annihilus, you were 2 seconds ahead of me. Sort of. I was going to say, sounds like an interesting night at the Christian Grey House.
oh jeez, man.
It's like,
I don't
Hey,
think
Beavis.
that's not.
Stabbed him with the butt.
Anyway,
yeah. I am the great ambassador Julio, and you TV for my bunghole.
aren't you a devout Christian?
That doesn't mean we can't like stupid shit. Well, he's a Christian, I'm Jewish, but that doesn't mean he can't like stupid shit.
The perfect answer would have been not for this hour.
And Annihilus,
I do not understand the significance of this particular hour.
Terminex.
Annihilus, I will say something that you will probably get. Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Same to you.
Gesundheit.
That's Hebrew.
That's German. No, that's German.
That's German.
No, it's Hebrew.
It's Hebrew. You godless pagans.
No,
You
it's German.
uncultured swine. No, it's Hebrew, you uncultured swine, and I know this because I've been speaking this language for about 20 years.
And I took a class.
Oh
in it,
no! Wait,
a
I
couple
get
years
it.
ago.
I get it. Never mind. I got it. I got the troll. I got it.
So clever.
Anyway.
So sad.
Destroy both armies.
Got some Decepticon support. Chat.
Autobots trash.
Megatron be like, screw this. Let's just blast them from the air and go home.
Yep, basically.
Take off and nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Oh man,
Unlike an alien covenant.
Does Star Wars even? Oh wait, no, they do have nukes.
Yes, they do.
Plagueis novel. Although I always imagined like a Star Wars nuke was gonna be like nuke on steroids, kind of like I don't know if anyone's seen Stargate, the show or the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, in Rogue One,
blowing up a Stargate is roughly equivalent to detonating 100 nukes at once, and I feel like that's what a Star Wars nuke would be like.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, why not? Big old planet buster.
Really, if you think about it, a Star Wars nuke would basically be a ship full of Rhydonium from the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only problem is it doesn't atomize things. It just has a big, colorful rainbow LGBTQ explosion.
Why must you, Orange? Why must you go there?
If I remember
I will mock the SJW culture as often as I can.
If I remember my EU lore correctly, aren't
taken.
nukes banned in Republic space?
Well, they don't call them.
So.
And I honestly don't know that they have a nuke. I mean, the only real nuclear kind of thing that I saw was essentially Rogue One, single reactor ignition Death Star blast.
In the Plagueis novel, the Band Ogora get their hands on a nuclear device, and Vidar Kim uses that in an attempt to kill Plagueis.
Yep.
Well, hey, did you guys see the Clone Wars episode of the Zillo Beast?
Yes.
Did you see what awakens the Zillo Beast?
Yeah, that was a massive.
Yeah,
that was a massive.
It was a. It was an EMP bomb essentially.
Yeah, their
Which
version.
basically a nuke without the fire.
Yeah. Because the Zillo Beast itself is like a play on Godzilla, essentially.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
That was the entire second season's thing. They were doing tributes to all their favorite stuff.
Yep.
Including Akira Kurosawa, Seven Samurai.
Yep.
So back to before we get too far. Now that we basically estimated or gone through our reasonings, how do you see the scenario playing out? We'll
Well,
start with Annihilus first this time.
I'm thinking, okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be one Vong coming back with a face hugger. It could be maybe the Xenos got there via an asteroid containing a queen deep in the rock or something. I've read a comic where that happens. And then the queen quickly gets out of there and establishes a nest before the Vong are even aware of the fact that there are Xenos on the planet. And let's say, for the record, that this is one of their stronghold worlds. So when they do finally get wind of the Xenomorphs being on the planet, by then they have an established foothold. And as you know, once the Xenomorphs get a foothold, it is very, very, very hard to uproot them of anything short of nuking the site from orbit. So the Vong would already be at a major disadvantage from the word go.
Mm-hmm.
And while they would put up a good fight, ultimately the Xenos would win, and there would be Vongmorphs all over the place within, let's be generous and say, 2 days.
Oh wow! So you think it's going to last 2 days? Nice.
I mean, the colony, the LV-426 held out. Hadley's Hope held out for a pretty good long while before they got overrun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Riot, your reasoning.
well, I think it would just be
Not reasoning. Sorry.
I think like on both sides, it would just be like this overly strategic, long drawn out fight. Last man standing kind of deal. So
I'm kind of envisioning this as in my head as like a mod for one of the Total War games.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I guess so. Yeah, it'll just be super strategic, like tactical, whatnot on both sides. Even though xenomorphs are largely mindless, except for the hive mind type deal. So yeah, it's not going to be like this. Boom, you're done.
No.
Yeah.
Well, now that I think of it, there was a AVP RTS, if I remember correctly.
What is an RTS?
Real-time strategy.
Oh, nice.
AVP Extinction, that was it.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh.
Right.
I heard of it, yeah.
G-Fan, how do you see this fight going down?
Ooh, I think, honestly, it might start off a bit slow. It might be one of these things where if, say, there was a xenomorph queen, she starts laying eggs, I think it would be like one of those exploration things, kind of like the start of the first Alien movie where they're, the Vong are, you have small parties start to go missing, and then they set on more people, they start to go missing, and then it builds and builds until, they realize, oh wait, there's a very large threat. Maybe one of them comes back surviving, horribly, disfigured but still alive when he comes back to tell them about, these creatures that are like, essentially taking them, not killing all of them, but then taking the other ones, and then they become hosts, and their army the xenomorph army is growing stronger. This would mobilize the full force of the Vong to combat this, but by that point, it might be, they might be thousands strong at that point, and especially if you add the more facehuggers in here. You also add, you said, you could use bull aliens and, what have you. Not only were the aliens, harvesting the Vong, but other species on that planet were being harvested. So now you're dealing with, a whole cross section of aliens that they're having to contend with, and under the command of a queen, they're becoming very strategic. They know how to get in and out of places. They use not just, frontal force tactics, but also stealth tactics. I mean, aliens are very, very good at hiding in their surroundings, and they're very good at, stealth attacks. another thing I forgot to mention real quick is too, even if a queen dies, a
So
single
just replace
drone can molt into a queen if need be. So even killing the queen, you'd have to kill every single one of them
Mhm.
just in case.
Yep.
On that particular issue, because I do actually know about this, you're referring to the game AVP where the queen was slain and number 6 became a queen.
Well,
Yep.
actually, there was a comic too that talks
Yes,
about that.
there's also the comics where she will evolve through necessity.
Yes.
The only problem is what happened to number 6 as the queen was dying.
Oh yeah, it was vulnerable because it
She
lost
was
its connection.
the hive mind, because of the hive mind. If you kill a queen and she has a whole nest and stuff, her brood will feel her pain. Her brood will
Right.
feel the hive mind literally being cut, and they'll go fugue. And rarely any xenomorph can survive such a traumatic mind event. Only an exceptional few, like number 6 and the one in the comic, were able to survive that.
Right. But still, there's that chance.
Mm-hmm. Also, if there's another queen in the area, which is close, she can establish the link if if another queen is dying.
Right.
And basically, it's like, all right, enough of your moping, get your asses up. You're part of my brood now.
Yeah, exactly.
Mom,
And there are
mommy's here.
Who?
Yeah.
What?
No, I was just your new mommy's here.
Oh yeah.
And then that actually happens in the game AVP 2 near the end of the Marine campaign. You have a boss fight with the Queen,
Yeah.
and then at the end of it, as you and your Marines are fleeing the nest and heading to the dropship, you turn around and you see 2 more Queens running right at you. And you can either stay behind and fight them or get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, me, I'd be like, fuck this, I'm out. I just killed one of you
Yeah.
bitches. I'm
Yeah.
done. Now, Ambassador, how do you see it all going down?
Okay. My hypothetical would be you have the Vong come to not the mama. Again.
How are you doing?
Sorry, I can do that voice way too well. Anyway.
Yes, you can. Disturbingly so.
Anyway, this is how
Yeah.
I see it going down hypothetically. The Vong come to a world that has, I'm gonna say, maybe 2 nests. Am I allowed 2 nests? Is that cool?
Sure, why not?
Or are we just okay? And the Vong don't know what the heck's going on, so they send down a couple expeditionary forces to the surface, and they go check out one of these hives, or one of these nests, excuse me. And they're like, and both come back with at least 2 or 3 Vong impregnated, or well, at least with face huggers on them. And eventually, those let's say it takes them a while to get back and everything to their ship or whatever, and they morph essentially. The chest burster does its thing. It comes out. It goes. It sits off for a little bit and grows and turns into a big bad Xenovong and it starts tearing ass.
Mm-hmm.
Starts tearing crap up. So, and then the Vong send down more ships, and the Xenos just start coming. Ooh, yummy ships, and just start eating their ships, and they start building their nests even bigger, and eventually it turns into all-out war, and you've got them going back. You've got the Vong charging in. You see them going into the nests. Some are getting taken out. Some of them are taking out handfuls of Xenos, but eventually, the more they get impregnated, it becomes exponential to the point where they're worn down because, let's face it, the Vong, they were limited, even though they had a lot of advanced tech and everything, well, biotech that the Republic and the Imperial Remnant couldn't deal with. They eventually got worn down. And I see the same thing happening here. Is the Vong eventually get worn down, they get overrun, and they're done.
Wouldn't the Vong also, even as they're fighting them in a weird way, respect the Xenos as the Predators do?
I don't.
Maybe yes. Sorry, I got to interrupt. Spartan Flash actually does make a good point here. The chest bursters would be recreational pain for Vong warriors. The Shapers would just drop another set of replacement organs in the host.
Hence why.
That is a good point, but the only problem is while they are inside of the host, they are literally shutting down the rest of your body by putting out or kind of secreting alien yuck inside your body as they are developing.
Mm-hmm.
Your body is literally riddled with alien cancer, so to speak.
Pretty much.
Now, if the Vong are able to withstand that stuff, sure. But, yeah.
Let's assume that they don't.
Pardon me.
Bless you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, double blessed. Awesome. Thank you. Now, the way I see this going down, basically, the Vong decide to go after the Xenomorph planet, not knowing what the hell they're doing, or not knowing what they're getting their asses into, thinking about doing a little terraforming and world braining and whatnot. And then you got an ancient queen on that planet.
Oop.
She's going to be like, yeah, little baby daughter, Queenie, whatever, number 75, go check what this is going on. Send some of your drones out. See what the hell is going on. And if this is a problem, let's quash it. So, yeah, basically, they'll have an expeditionary force of drones going strictly on recon. And believe it or not, aliens, when in a humongous hive like the Xeno homeworld, they are a very extreme intelligent race. Not as intelligent as humans, but when it comes to primal instinct and whatnot, they have that. They will not attack unless told. They're that sophisticated. And they would observe. They would, and as what they are seeing will go straight to the queen. And the queen can then say, okay, now we want a couple of you to go out, get yourselves killed if need be, but we need more information. Now the Vong are going to notice this. They're going to see that there's some things out there, and maybe they'll go out with some expeditionary forces of themselves. Probably run into another probably run into a derelict hive that still has some eggs around. So yeah, facehuggers are going to take it in. And they're going to be like, okay, what the hell is this? Let's get this guy back to the base. Well, that's your first mistake, because every stupid-ass intelligent species does that. Something's on his face. Let's take him right back home so they can slaughter everyone else. Yeah. Spartan, sorry, I got more Von Dune crab armor. Yeah, that stuff was pretty hard, or was pretty tough, even for an organic thing. Would it be possible for a pretty alien to impregnate a Vong like an AVP Requiem? It mostly goes after females. I cannot remember.
Oh, God, why did you remind me of that thing's existence?
Hey, I like that show or movie.
More power to you.
Anyway, it would be hilarious to see a Xeno laugh off an Amphistaff bite. Yeah, it'd be like lol, as Lethal says, lol. Bring it up.
Oh yeah.
Lol.
I'm trying to imagine like a Xeno laugh, like hiss laughing.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, then there's, or it would spit in its eyes. Oh my God, I'm blind. Lol. But yeah, basically, I see it as this will not be like a 3-day or 4-day thing. This will be probably about a week, and then the Vong are gone.
Mm-hmm.
They will either be, or they will have their ship. Sure, they'll have they'll have their world ship up in orbit saying or understanding what the hell's going on with their whole Phillips and everything, talking back and forth with their talking heads and whatnot. And then they'll be like, yeah, this is a lost cause. You guys are on your own. We're not
Bye,
fucking with
bitch.
it. Yeah. Die with honor. Or yawn.
Okay, would that be funny if like the Vongs were ever in like a movie? Like they would like if they're like masochism shown, they would just go lol.
It'll never happen, but yeah, it would be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Imagine, or I actually there's always one of those crazy assholes. I mean, kind of like what's his name? The guy that played Green Goblin. Willem Dafoe in I think it was Apocalypse. No.
Avenge me.
No, it was or he was a crazy guy he was a crazy soldier in a movie that I can't remember it.
Deer Hunter?
Platoon?
I think it was a Vietnam movie.
Platoon?
The Deer Hunter?
Platoon, yeah. He was the crazy one, right?
Well, he actually was the more sane one, but they were all crazy in that. So,
All right. Well, anyway, yeah, Leroy Jenkins. But yeah, basically, there's going to be one.
Leroy Jenkins.
There's going to be one out there that goes crazy, Yuuzhan Vong, and he gets stabbed by the tail, and he's like, "Yeah, give it to me harder, come on!" You know that there's going to be some crazy one out there that's going to say that, and he'll probably scare maybe one or two drones with that kind of tactic until the queen is like, "Stop thinking for yourself," and it'd be like, "Yeah, Grisk or Disney discount Vong. What the hell is a Grisk?"
They're in the new Thrawn books, and I only even look at those because of Timothy Zahn. He's the only author I still respect.
We're gonna get a baby Vong in Disney Star Wars. No, we better fucking not, man. I mean,
Please, dear Lord, no.
No,
Don't do it. No. I will turn into
Scandal.
Michael. I swear, I will turn into Michael Scott. No.
You cannot.
No.
You
God,
cannot.
No.
you cannot make the Vong cute. That is heresy.
Yeah,
No.
that's yeah.
I am just
But
a
basically,
little.
hey,
yeah.
look at the representation of the races. Come on now.
No.
Fuck the representation in this case. I think the Voxen take
Romantic
heavy
comedy with the Vong, baby.
acid resistant Vondu armor. Possibly. I mean, but this is a battle that is going to take place in a. I see it happening in a week.
Well,
Spartan.
if they can the Vong, I don't remember. Can the Vong transmit data to their ships organically?
Yes.
Okay, so what if they? So if the world ship knows, then they can come back with the developed armor and go back down and clean house. But this is of
Inside
course
of a week?
after. Maybe not inside of a week, but as long as no Xenos get off the planet in between the time of the armor being developed and then their return.
I'm giving this battle a week total, man. So
Okay, not
Yeah,
within a week then.
and
No,
it's going to be like 1,000 Vong versus 1,000 Xenos.
they would develop acid resistant armor eventually, but it would not be within a week. It'd be within a couple of months at best.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
this is basically 1,000 Vong against 1,000 Xenos. And the way I see it, within a week, those 1,000 or maybe like 250,000 or 250 of those Vong are now giving birth to some Vong morphs that are going to really truly wreak havoc. Now, because we don't, now again, they only take the attributes of the genetic material of the host. Remember,
Yep.
Vong, when they do their grafting and whatnot, they're not changing their genetics. So whatever the Vong was before they started becoming masochistic grafters, it would probably be a bigger humanoid kind of. It would kind of look like a human. Who knows? So that is one thing. Yes, I mean I can imagine a freaking xenomorph with kind of spiky or even more spiky kind of protrusions and whatnot. But that's from the armor. That's from the Voting Crab armor.
Right.
That's not from their actual genetic material. So I do see this going into going in favor of the Xenos, but they are also going to suffer a lot of casualties. And possibly some of the Vong will actually get in to the nest and be like, okay, let's kill this bitch. But oh wait, there's 2 Praetorians. Shit, we're fucked.
Right. Yeah.
And the queen would be like, lol, you guys are so gullible.
Fuck you.
I want to
And-
do an edit of that now, just like Alien Queen going lol.
I'll ask Lyndon to freaking check this out and have him do it. But yeah, so basically with that, we're going to start wrapping it up because we are at the hour. We'll go a little bit over to talk about some of our favorite Alien and Star Wars Vong moments, if you guys know any of the good ones. So, but before we do, let's do our final tally. Me, it's the Xenos. Riot Kitty.
Xenomorphs, all the way.
Ambassador.
Xenomorphs, if they fight 10 times, I'm sorry, Xenos 10 out of 10. They win.
All right. G-Fan.
Oh, Xenomorphs. All the way.
Annihilus.
You still don't understand what you're dealing with, do you? Perfect organism. Its structural perfection is matched only by its hostility. I'm not going to lie to the Vong about their chances, but they have my sympathies.
Oh, yeah.
Words.
Nice play off of Ash there. So everybody
Very well done, sir.
this one.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Ian Holm, you magnificent
Oh my
bastard.
gosh, what is this?
Yes.
What is this lovely little beauty?
Oh my god.
It's a
That
cutie
is-
Xenomorph.
That is so freaking cute.
It looks.
Aw.
Okay. I swear, if anybody hates on me or hates on the character that I'm about to mention, we can no longer be friends. But it looks like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
It does.
Yes, it does. It does.
It'll bleed acid on me, but I don't care. I will hug it and pet it and name it George.
Oh my gosh.
I
is
get
so
that
cool.
reference.
Flash wants one. I want one. I mean, that's just too cool.
I kind of want one myself. I mean, that is kind of adorable. I won't lie.
That is so freaking. And Dejini Shuts, man. Whoever you may be, dude. Great drawing, dude. That is just so
Yeah.
freaking cute.
Yeah.
Either her or match for Mongo. Big thanks. Very true. Mongo is a very big thinker. And I'm getting it.
Indeed.
What the hell is this shit? Oh, for crying out loud, people. Stop talking to me while I'm streaming. Not you guys. You're part of the panel. I'm talking about people messaging me right now. It's like,
Uh-huh.
I was wondering. No, I'm kidding.
it's like, no, I wouldn't tell you guys to shut up. Shut up. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yes, basically the Vong lose. You will silence. But anyway, so with that, folks, we are going to wrap up our versus stream and do a little bit more time, maybe 10 to 15, maybe even 20 more minutes, talking about some favorite Alien moments. Now, everybody, how many of the Alien movies and even the AVP movies have you seen?
All of them.
3.
All of them.
Aliens, and AVP.
Okay. Riot.
I have seen Aliens,
Mhm.
and Alien Covenant.
I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Covenant was interesting in its own way. I'll give him that. Plus, the chick was not that bad looking. I mean, she's also in the Fantastic Four.
And I guess
plot would-
technically Prometheus exists in there.
The
Yeah.
plot with David was stupid.
Let's not
Yeah.
bash. We're only going over the fun stuff.
Okay, sorry.
I've seen every Alien movie. I've even seen the special edition of Alien 3, which is radically different than
Yes, it is.
Alien 3 itself. I gotta say this. I saw a Queen facehugger in the special edition, and it looks cool.
Yeah.
Now, one of my favorite moments was in AVPR. It doesn't have an alien in it. It's just the people. It happens to be a human moment, and they're trying to break into the gun shop. And the guy's like, "I can't believe I'm letting you do this." And Dale comes up. "This plan is stupid. Let's just leave town now because we're not going to make it out of town without guns, dickhead. You're too stupid to talk, Dale. Shut up." It's like that is the
A genuinely funny
Insult.
moment.
Oh my
like,
god,
you're
I'm looking at the
too stupid
clean
to
face hugger. It looks so cool.
You see, or you just looked it up?
Yeah.
Share it if you want,
Oh, well, okay. Let's see.
so we can have everybody else see, because that thing is pretty cool.
Oh,
Now,
nice.
is it the movie one or is it what you looked up, Queen Facehugger?
I just looked up queen face hugger.
Oh yeah,
Super Royal Queen Facehugger.
yeah.
Oh,
Look at that ugly sucker.
Royal queen face hugger?
Yeah, the Royal Queen Facehugger, man.
Okay, let's see.
That one.
Or
Yep,
look up
first one.
Alien 3. That one, the one that guy was holding up right there.
Wait, which one? This one?
Yeah. No, the guy. Or scroll down.
Okay.
Down.
This one?
Not that down. That one. The guy that's holding the thing by its tail. Yeah. That is actually the Queen Facehugger from the special edition of Alien 3.
Not bad.
Which actually got into a bovine instead of a dog.
Wow.
So isn't that an ugly little sucker?
Yeah.
And it's also, as you all know, that one is actually a lot bigger than your normal facehugger.
Yeah.
I mean,
Looks
that thing would wrap around that
Evidently.
dude's face in his place.
It's nice, cute,
Yeah.
but
Looks like my ex-wife.
Right? I mean, she was no beauty.
I have a couple
Yeah,
of favorite.
Spartan Flash Century. I actually saw Batman Last Stand. I think that was wasn't that a fan-made thing?
It was.
Yeah, it was where I think an alien kills Joker and then the frickin' Predators show up, and I'm like, oh shit. And that's where they ended it. It's like, no, you can't do that. You need to show me the rest of this shit.
Yeah, really.
I'll
So,
show this to Apollo.
some of my favorite moments. I have a couple. First is from the Audible, Audible radio performance of Alien Out of the Shadows. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Not really.
It's an adaptation of one of the novels that takes place in between Alien and Aliens.
Oh.
And there's this moment on the mining vessel Marion around, I forgot what planet they were around, LV-128 or something. And there are Xenos in one of the drop ships that come back up from the planet. And these guys, the Marion crew, are not idiots. They actually seal off the hangar bay. And by the time Ripley joins them, yes, Ripley joins them, and she has her mind wiped by the end of the story. Don't worry about it. But there's their first plan is to basically unseal the hangar bay, go in, seal it up again, and then kill the Xenos. And by the time that plan fails, they already lost a couple of people, and the ship has an announcement system that reminds me of the doors in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy that open and close and announce when they open and close. And so at the end of it, it just says, the voice says, thank you for using Docking Bay 2. And one of the crew just says, go fuck yourself. My my second one, I don't know if this counts. It's Predator.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually just the free DLC for Ghost Recon Wildlands, in which they had a Predator mission. And I remember this because I actually did this twice, once solo, once with my friends. Solo was fine. When I was helping some of my other friends do it, we just could not kill this fucker. It took us 10 tries to kill him.
Man. I couldn't kill it solo.
I didn't know Ghost Recon,
Rebels
actually.
and a bunch of fully auto weapons.
I mean, I had my freaking most powerful rifle, the sniper rifle. I had the most powerful freaking machine gun, and
Did you have explosives?
No.
I brought explosives.
What kind?
Grenade launcher for the assault rifle, and just a fuck ton of grenades.
I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Next time I go to my brother's, I'm gonna have to raid that game and kick ass again. So, anybody else want to share some of their alien stories?
Yeah. So, for me, one of my favorite parts in the movie Aliens was this. It actually was a deleted scene, but then they put it back into the special edition.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Ripley was found. She's sitting down, and Burke comes in to see her, and they were trying to track down any family member that she had left. And they show her a picture of her daughter who had just passed away, but she's like in her 70s. So like she was in her 70s. And she says that, she promised her she'd be home for her birthday. And right there, you get that mentality of Ripley throughout the rest of the story, especially when it pertains to Newt. It's like this is her second chance to, have a daughter she can protect. So I thought that was a really good
audio commentary.
Huh?
It sounds like you watched it with the audio commentary.
I remember.
I did, but then when
in the audio commentary.
I remember reading somewhere that Sigourney Weaver was pissed that they cut that from the theatrical release.
Oh, she was.
Oh, yeah, she was. But they said about pacing issues. Well, actually, James Cameron wanted that to be like 3 hours long originally. So,
Wow.
One of my favorite Alien and Predator moments was the very first fight between an alien and a Predator in AVP. Predator, when he's choking out the Italian, he's like, "What the fuck just happened?" And he's like, "Oh, damn, Blades, you son of a bitch. Okay, we're gonna kick your ass now." And when the Predator gets up after he gets knocked down, you can tell that is the shortest motherfucking stuntman that they had for a Predator. That was like a 5'8" Predator, man. Right. When Predators are supposed to be like 7 freaking feet tall.
Yeah.
This guy is like 5'8" Predator. It's like, why would you put a 5'8" person in a Predator suit? What the hell is wrong with you? Now, obviously, the guy was like probably around my height, like 6'2", 6'3". But
hey, technically they were supposed to be teenagers. Remember, if you look at the original, that's a rite of passage.
They're teenagers, and I actually seen the extended edition. I own the extended edition to Predator or AVP, and objectively speaking, AVP theatrical is better than AVP extended, objectively speaking, because they added more blood digitally, and I'm like, oh god, that is just so horrible. Right?
That's true.
I mean, the blood, or more blood running down the dude's head, more blood, or I'm like, really? Yeah, honestly, this isn't. I mean, I love the extra shots, I love the extra footage, but the extra blood is just not good.
Right.
Really, it's not. But yeah, when I saw the now AVPR, when you see the unrated edition, man, you're seeing women get mouth raped by the damn Predator or Predalien. You're seeing You're seeing the burst. You're seeing all of it. You're seeing a
You're seeing
kid
kids
die
get
in
killed.
that movie. You saw a kid burst in that movie. I
Yep.
mean, the Colin brother, whatever the brothers' names are, the Strauss brothers, I think they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to hell after making that movie. And it's not because they made a bad movie. It's because they killed pregnant women. They killed kids. They broke all the fucking rules.
Oh
And
yeah, I read somewhere that they actually wrote down like a whole bunch of taboos and said we're doing it.
yeah, exactly. What the fuck? I'm seeing some kind of freaking kit motherfucking truck outside with weird lights.
It's got Xenos in it.
No, dude. It when it was turning, it had like turn signal that kind of strobed across the bottom lights. It's like fucking weird, man. I feel like it just smoked a bowl and it didn't do any of that.
And on that
But
note,
anyway. Right. Any other favorite little moments?
Well,
AVP
my first interaction with the Alien series was not the movies. It was just a little game called Alien Isolation.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
So,
I
yeah,
prefer AVP too, but it's Alien Isolation's up there with one of my favorites.
I think probably one of my favorite and probably most scariest moments was the first cut scene with the Xenomorph and Amanda, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Amanda.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure I remember that right because it's been over a decade. Amanda, she hears something crawling in the vents, and then she ducks under this desk type thing, and then like you see the Xenomorph's tail. You don't even see its whole body or even half of it, just its tail slinking back where your visibility is for the cutscene, and then just like crawls under there, and then wiggles around a little bit, and then it leaves. It's just like I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And you know what? I probably shouldn't have played that at 11 years old because I had reoccurring nightmares for a few years after that, and it was E.T. and he was riding the Xenomorph, and then it always ended with one or both of them eating my face.
Oh.
I think like the most hilarious, maybe not hilarious, but the creepiest things in that game were the androids.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're talking about maximum creep factor, yeah, I mean like they're kind of just monotone and stuff, and then like they're like it's like we need to save you. Is they're like choking the life out of you? You get caught.
Let me help you. You're trying to kill me. That is helping you.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Well, I mean, with an Xenomorph on board, maybe that's not
Yeah.
the bad way to help. Still.
The AVP game where you play the Xenomorph, or if you're playing the Predator and you see the cybernetic security guys, fuck
those things.
Yeah, those guys when they come in, it's like, gosh, they're so creepy looking, and I just love how they're talking to the humans when they're when you're playing the Xenomorph thing, and they're like, or section this or that of your contract has come up, and everybody thinks, okay, I'm getting paid or something. I never heard of that stipulation, but I'm getting paid, and maybe, okay, cool. Yeah.
What and then you drop down as the Xeno, like, hi.
What they're telling you is that your contract is up because you're about to die. You're being used as a human experiment, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And oh gosh, the creativity of being able to kill people in that game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Folks, no, I'm not a serial killer. I'm just saying that it is very cool to
Right.
kill people in a video game, not
Indeed. My favorite AVP game moment is AVP 2 as the Xenomorph, because to my knowledge it's the only AVP game where you go through the entirety of the Xenomorph's life cycle, from a facehugger to a
Yeah.
chest burster, all
It
the
is.
way to a drone.
Oh, nice. And
Yeah.
yes, Soul Assassin, I have played Concrete Jungle. I absolutely love that game.
I have that. I haven't found time to play it yet.
Dude, they actually, or they show you the origin of Mother in that.
Ooh. All right, that
I'll
I'm
have
gonna
to
play
say,
that this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say a couple of my favorite Alien moments.
hmm
It's actually the first time I saw Aliens on TV, and it was a late night movie on a Saturday night. And unfortunately, it was edited for television. And it was always funny to me until I got a version of it that, well, wasn't edited for television. You could always tell what Sigourney Weaver says when that door opens and she takes a few steps out, even though they bleep it out or they silence it. When she says, "Get away from her," and you can't hear her say it, but she says, "Bitch." One of my other favorite Alien moments is actually it's in relation to the movie. It's not a moment from the movie per se. And I myself, I have seen all the Alien movies minus Alien Covenant. I did see Prometheus. Won't get into that here because we're talking about stuff that we like, not stuff that make us go, meh. This was a story that was told to me by my mother years and years ago, back when my father was still alive. The three of us and my grandmother and my uncle, his wife, and everything. We all went to see Alien, the first one, in theaters. And it was during the part where they are in the ship. It's Kane and Captain Dallas. And it's that moment when the facehugger leaps out of the egg and attaches itself to Kane, or, well, John Hurt. May he rest in peace. My father, whom I love dearly, screamed a blood-curdling, high-pitched scream like a woman would do. And
Nice.
got up and walked out of the theater. My mother told me this story, and I asked her, like, well, did we stay for the movie? Because I was like maybe 2 or 3 years old at the time, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we stayed, but your father needed a minute." And we all got once the movie was over, and we all got up to leave. My grandmother looked at my dad, and she's just like, "If I didn't know you better, I would swear there was another woman that had been sitting with us." And she wasn't saying it to be mean. She was saying it to be funny. She's like, "I didn't think a man could make it scream that loud unless, except for maybe a woman." He's like, "Well, that part was." He's just like, "Well, that part was actually kind of scary." She's like, "Yeah, I jumped too. I get it and everything." But she was like, "You in that instance, you scream better than a woman would."
Lol.
But I mean, I like I said, I love my father to death. May he be. I know he's resting in peace. I know where he's at, thankfully. But yeah, I love the Alien movies. I love them for the gore. I love them for the action. I love them for the creative storytelling. The whole shoot and match. I did like Alien versus Predator, and I did watch Alien versus Predator Requiem. They are currently on HBO Max. So I may just sit down, have a bad movie night, and watch them both. Pop some popcorn, pop open a soda or something, and go crazy.
Alrighty. And with that, folks, we are going to start wrapping it up because it's getting close to 90 minutes. So thank you to Ambassador, Riot Kitty, G-Fan, and Annihilus for this great stream. This was really a good talk. And stay tuned, folks, in 2 weeks for the next Versus stream, which is going back to Star Wars with Star Wars The Old Republic's Senya Terral, the wife of Valkorion, versus Count Dooku, the Sith Lord from episode
That's a
3.
good one.
And definitely keep an eye out for that. Also, next week is going to wrap up the Harry Potter discussion streams. We are discussing the 8th and final movie of the Harry Potter movies. Ambassador is also on that.
Hopefully, unless something comes up.
Yep, unless something comes up. So yes, definitely stay tuned for that. If you like the Harry Potter movie discussions, those ones go for 2 hours. So yeah, definitely stay updated, folks. And thank you to the panel again.
Yep.
This has been Orange Hat Reviews and panel. Remember to hug and kiss your loved ones. Pray for OG Star Wars. And sub to everyone in this panel because they all have great channels and do great things. Anyway,